Yo, what's up, creepers and geekers? See me in the mirror? What's going on, guys? Hey, Chris the Atari Creep here, along with his 500 animals. I didn't realize I had the light on. I hope that doesn't screw up this video. But yeah, this is going to be kind of a two-part video. It's going to be pickups for January, and Mr. Paco and myself were talking yesterday about our goals for 2015, so I figured, what the hell, that'd make a great video, wouldn't it? So let me just get started and show you there's not really too much as far as pickups, but enough to fill up this space. So we'll start with games. The first one I picked up was Fantasy Zone for the Master System. Love this game. It's a cute 'em up. Really good shooter. Really good. And you've already seen this one, the Hang On Astro Warriors. You've only seen the Astro Warrior part of it, but it's complete. And it's an awesome game. Now I have two copies of Hang On. One that's built into the system and one in cartridge form. I also picked up a couple of just filler bugs for the Atari and Robotank. I don't know why I didn't have this one. This one's kind of neat. I like it. It's an Activision game. This cartridge has a lot of active plaque on it. But yeah, they were filler. They were maybe 50 cents or $1 each or whatever. So I got those. I got I'm going to consider this a loose copy because it's in a case like this. Of a game I've been looking for a long time, Blood Omen Legacy of Kain. I had this when it was new, and I saw this at the Gaming Zone. There's a plug for you guys, because you guys hook me up all the time. They gave me a really good deal on it, so, you know. Well, I can't get any better than the way I got that, but it doesn't matter. Two more things, and they're consoles. You've already seen this. This is that clone, that 2600 clone that has the 32 games built in. And, you know, like I said, you've already seen that. If you haven't yet, there's a video down below called Attack of the Clones. I think that's going to become a series because there's a lot of clone games I want to cover. So I came up with a really cool idea for a series that, you know, probably will happen. A lot of them don't, but this one will, okay? But yeah, look for that video, Attack of the Clones, and it's all about that and what that's all about, as much as we can figure out. And two things I can't show you that I got were for the Intellivision. It was Burger Time and Donkey Kong. They were loose cartridges. I gave the Intellivision a really good shot, and I figured, you know what, I'm not a huge fan of it. The graphics weren't that much better, to the point where I'd rather play that than my Ataris, of course. And so I figured I went on a local board and said, hey guys, look, 40 bucks for the system, everything that comes with it, and every game I have, which is probably about 9 or 10 games. Most of them, half of them being good ones, half of them just being filler, whatever I had. And plus the 2 boxes, you know. And someone jumped on it right away. And it made him happy, and that's why I did that, because I know it was just going to sit on the shelf. And the only thing I'm going to do that with is Atari stuff. I don't collect to collect, so I sold it to him. But I also had something else in mind. I wanted to get a Vader, so I picked me up a nice Vader. I got a really good deal on this. I got to talk him out of a few bucks because of I just took the system literally by itself. No controls and no plugs or nothing, just so they could keep their power supplies for maybe a system that comes in that doesn't have one. I was able to get about 10 bucks off what they normally sell these for. And on top of everything, getting those games and all that, every game except for Fantasy Zone and the Legacy of Kain was part of this deal, and I still walked away with 20 bucks. How cool is that? I mean, I traded in a few things, but a Genesis Model 1, complete, no box, but I was able to score 2 of these bad boys. Hear that? That's the screws, because I had this thing open, and I kept the screws in there. I'm going to be doing a mod with this. Not a mod, more of a hack. But I had 2 of these. This one, for some reason, the light doesn't light up, so that pretty much tells me some caps are going bad, so I figured I'd just keep this one, I'd hack it up and see if I can just put it in something cool. And just leave it at that, and if it dies, it dies. Oh well, I'll get another one. So, That was pretty cool. I got 2 of those for like $10. $10. I mean, the kid, I only wanted one of them. I put out there that I wanted one, and he says, yeah, I got 2. So I'm like, well, I only need one. He's like, well, come on by. And he kept showing me the 2 of them. I'm like, dude, I just need one. He's like, fuck it, just take them both. So I took them both. And I traded one in, plus the $40, got my Vader, and still had $21 left over after trading everything in. So that, I believe, is everything. Now, the real point of this video, damn, that light is really blinding me. Goals for 2015, okay? Let me give you a few stats here real quick, okay? Because this is actually kind of important. Oh! I forgot the reason why the camera's so far back. You see this big gorgeous wood thing? Do you see it? That's new too. I mean, you've seen it already. But let me pan around so you can look. Look at that thing. It's got doors down there, and that's where my Master System goes. But I'm actually playing it, so yeah. This big cabinet here, I got at a Goodwill, and if you paid attention to one of my last videos, you know how much I paid for it. Thing's heavy as fuck, and it's solid. They got sexy glass shelves. Probably shouldn't do that. My luck, they'll break. And you saw below it has a couple of doors with more shelving. And I put like cleaning stuff down there and projects down there. But this is basically going to turn into nothing but Atari stuff eventually. And I'm going to get something, you know, more like my plastic one that you've seen, the little white shelf for my Sega stuff. And then I have this little brown shelf back here that I'm probably just going to put the Nintendo crap on. But yeah, I went to a Goodwill. It was Thursday, and it had a blue tag saying $69. And I'm like, fuck, I wish I had $69. And then someone had told me blue tags are $1 today. I'm like, you're kidding me. So I told my girl, I said, keep your hand on this one, because there was 2 of them. There was one that was a little banged up, and then this one here. And I ran down to the register and I said, hey, look, I got a question for you. And the kid goes, what? I go, blue tags are $1, right? He goes, yeah, today they're $1. I said, there's a huge case back there. It's like a jewel company's case or something from a, you know, whatever. I said, that's got a blue tag on it. He goes, yep, that's $1. So I scored this thing. And when I went back with my buddy to pick it up with his pickup, with his truck, the other one had already sold, so I'm glad I jumped. I said, you know what, even if I can't pick it up, because we drive a Corolla. This ain't going in a Corolla. It was only $1. So I bought it. They tagged my name on it. And, yeah, that's cool. So I got BLZ Bear up here, Mr. Satan's Bear. And I got all my Atari stuff on here. And you can see me in the background. And I'm pretty sure that light's glaring on here, so I'll stand in front of it so it doesn't bounce off of the mirror. And the mirror might be coming out, though. I'm not a big fan of the mirror, but whatever. All right, so goals, stats. That's where we were at. Not that it really matters, but I'm just going to give you some numbers on what I've already got so far. Now, between collecting, trading, selling, and collecting, when it comes to Genesis games, I have 46 total. Okay, 26 of those being in box. The rest, of course, are loose. Master System, I have 7 total, and that's including the 2 games built into it. So that really should be 6 because there's 2 copies of Hang On. NES, I have 24 cartridges. SNES, I have 10. Atari cartridges, I have about 100 or so. That includes repros, but doesn't include all the doubles I have in a drawer somewhere. So don't worry about that. 5200, I have 8 cartridges. I'm not using that as much as I thought I would until I get one of those joysticks to connect to it. But that'll be coming soon. So, goals for 2015. I figured, you know what, the new year's been kicked off and we're almost at the end of the month already. And so I figured I'd throw some goals out there. Okay, first off, for Atari stuff. Yeah, I'm actually going off of, not a script, but notes. I want to have all U.S. released 2600 consoles on this thing. And that includes all the wood grain ones, all the Telegames ones, all the juniors, everything. So far I got a wood grain heavy 6er. I have a Telegame 6er, which is import, and I have a Vader. Now, I had a 26 Junior, but it's busted. So, I'm not considering that part of the collection, nor am I considering this clone part of it, because it's not an official U.S. release, okay? So, hopefully by the end of the year, this will just be filled up with nothing but 2,600 consoles. So, I did find a 4-switch Telegames on a local board, so I might be picking that up once I get work. I asked them to hold on to it, and if it's longer than a month, then I'll obviously sell it, but it's a really good deal, because you don't see the 4-switch Telegames too often. And that's pretty much that. Let's see, I want to have all 3 video pinballs. If you haven't seen my video on this, it's one of my earlier videos. Scroll down and check it out. It's called it's the Model C380 video pinball. There's actually 3 of them. There's 2 that look just like this one, if you can see it. I don't know if you can or not, but... And then there's one that's all kind of like cream, with a vent right here. The Sears Telegame looks just like this, but says something different here and has pictograms of the games. And the other Atari release one is the all cream one with like a grill. So I'd like to have all 3 of those. It turns out a good buddy of mine had the Telegames one, didn't know I was looking for him. So he's the same guy who sold the Master System and the Heavy 60 to my girl. For me, for Christmas. So yeah, I'd like to have all 3 of those by the end of the year. And let's see, the 5200. I'd like to finish off with maybe 20 games total. Okay, I'm not really going to heavily collect for that unless, of course, like I find a deal. You know, and same with the Atari cartridges. I have 2 shells worth over here, so I'm pretty happy as far as what I got there. So I think I'm only going to pick up like I did those 2, the tank game and the Bugs. Just every now and again, just grab a couple here and there just to start filling it up. Because again, Atari's the only systems, if that was even English, that I am going to collect just to collect. The rest of it, I'm just, and that leads really into the next, into Sega. But yeah, last for Atari is 7800. I don't own one. I've never had one. I've probably held 2 of them my whole life. And I'd like to have at least 1, if not 2. And the reason I want 2 of them is because I'm going to leave one by itself and use it to play. But I tend to take one. If I only get one, I'm going to do it to this one anyway. I'm gonna do an AV mod on it. I might put some LEDs. I'm also going to paint the housing of it, or have it aqua dipped. If you don't know what that shit is, that stuff's awesome. There's this guy here locally who does it, and he does a really great job. So I might have him just do it. Nothing fancy, just one solid color, and you'll get to see that, and the LEDs will match it. And then the metal plate that goes across it, I'm going to have a real thin piece of aluminum that looks like diamond plate, and I'm going to have that cut just right for it and epoxy it down. So it's going to look sexy as hell if I can pull it off. And I'm not going to tell you the color I'm going to use, though. So it'll still be a surprise. So I plan on doing that. Now let's see, Sega. I would like to have 100 box games by the end of the year. And when I say 100 box games, yeah, I could probably pick up that no problem. Just grabbing games that were in box that I don't have. But I'm talking about games that I'll play. 90% of what I have over here, I will play. There's like a couple of little filler ones, like NBA Jam. And the only reason I haven't sold that is just because, it's here. Toxic Crusaders, I don't ever play that game. But come on, man. It's Toxie. You gotta love Toxie. But for the most part, I'll play pretty much every game there, except for Balls. Balls is hard. Sucks. Mechanics are horrible. But it says Balls, and I have to have Balls. So, now that also does include my loose cards if I find a box for those, like I did the Truxton. So, as long as I have 100 boxed Genesis games by the end of the year, I'll be happy. Master System, 50 of them. I'd like to have 50 games, period. That is 1/3 of the entire Master System US release collection. So, if I can have 50, whether they're boxed or not, by the end of the year, I'll be happy. Let's see. I want to get a Model 2 set up, Genesis. with the 3200, with the 32X and the CD side bolt attachment. I'd like to have that just for display. And also, hopefully, if I can do it just right, I know a couple people who can help me out with this one. I want to take my Model 1 Genesis, my sexy first year run Model 1 Genesis, with the good AV and a good sound chip. And I'd like to get the front loader CD player, whether it's working or not, and then the master power base converter on the top. So I've displayed both of those right next to each other. Oh my goodness, would that make me go, ow, ow. So that would be awesome. And that's it for Sega. So we have Nintendo. Let's see. I'd like to get 2 consoles. I don't have an actual NES. I have a Retron Duo or a Retron 2 or whatever the fuck it's called. It looks like a White Castle building. But I do have a Super Nintendo, so I can play my Super Nintendo cards on original hardware. But I'd like to end up with 2 NESs, one to custom paint and one to just have to display. And I'll probably just put them on top of each other. Of course, the painted one on the bottom, because I want to scratch it all up with the other console. But I'd like to end up with that. As far as NES games, I'd like to have a total of 50. Right now I have, what did I say I have? I have 24. So I don't see that being an impossible goal. Now again, 50 games I will play. There's only one game that I want to get that I probably won't play a lot, but it's A Nightmare on Elm Street. And I also have another game related to that that's coming up. Oh, I can't wait. I custom painting a cartridge. I'm sending it off to my buddy Johnny, and he's going to do a ROM hack for me. Can't wait till it gets here, but I got to start working first. So, as soon as I get working and I get income, I'm sending that to Johnny with some money. I'm going to probably PayPal to him, but that's that. That's going to be awesome. I can't wait to show you that. But that is it on that one. Same goes with Super Nintendo 50. If I had 50 by the end of the year, I'd be happy. If I didn't have 50 of either of the Nintendos, I'll be okay. As long as I meet at least some of my Atari and Sega goals, because I am fanboy to those 2 systems. It's funny because most Atari guys usually are Sega guys. I don't know why. But, yeah, that's that. I'd like to complete a couple projects. We're still painting that PlayStation. Actually, I pulled it back out because the PlayStation I have here, my 1001, stopped reading discs. I was going to go play that Blood Omen, but the other one's pulled apart, and I was going to just use the optical drive, but they're slightly different, and it won't work in that system, so fuck it. I got to get on painting that, so that's going to happen once I start working, too. Of course, my motorcycle. I was just sitting behind this camera doing nothing. Let's see. I'm going to make an arcade stick, and I hope to finish this before the end of the year. And it's going to have a 9-pin plug, so I can play it on the Master System, some Genesis games, the Atari 7800, and the Atari 2600, and of course, my computers. All computed. It's all programmed in now. And it's just going to be 2 red buttons, a joystick, a ball top, though. I don't want to get one of those competition deals. And, it'll be roughly about this big. And that'll be awesome. I can't wait to get that going. Hopefully I'll have that done before the end of the year. I want to have that done before my birthday in March. So, we'll see. I don't know. Let's see, what else? That is it. I have another console project I'm doing that has to do with that Model 2 Genesis. And I'm hoping to pull that off pretty soon. I might not even use this Model 2. I might just use this for a display. Because again, the caps are burning out on it, and that's all. So, I'm pretty sure this video went on long enough. And that light's fucking blinding me. So, I didn't realize it was even on, but I figured I started, I might as well finish, right? So guys, I hope your New Year's going as well as mine. I know I'm not working and all that, but I'm blessed with a really good group of people, both around me here and you guys, that keep me going. And I'm out there looking for work. Today and yesterday not so much because I don't feel well, but tomorrow I'll be back out there. I'm throwing out resumes and I already have an interview. I wasn't even done that on Friday, filling out applications up at Goodwill Career Center. And I already had an interview. So, that's next Tuesday, though. But that would be a great job to get because it's literally a 2-minute walk from my house. And it pays a little more than what most people... Excuse me, my dog just hit me in the nuts. What are you doing? Sit. Fucking guys, I swear to God, freeloaders, every one of them. Oh, you know who you haven't met? You haven't met this guy either. This is a shitty kitty. You know why? Because he is. He's a shitty kitty. The fact that he's a kitty to begin with makes him shitty. I don't like cats. But me and my girl compromised. She wanted a cat, I didn't, so we got a cat. He's been around for as long as some of these other guys, so he's not new or anything. So he's not part of the pickups. But yeah, that's it, guys. So, like I said, I'm blessed with a whole bunch of good people. I really do need to throw out a really big shout out. I'll explain why, because I'm kind of a deadbeat right now. Canadiam Zangief, if you remember correctly, he won my giveaway. Now, between being in the hospital twice and losing my job, I haven't had the money to send the thing out to him. It's going to go to Canada, and it's like $45. And it's actually still in my car. And I feel so horrible, but I've been talking with him, and he is so cool about it. What does this fucking guy do? He says, you know what? Let me just PayPal you the money, you ship it up to me, because he wants to just do a video on the unboxing. He's excited. And I don't blame him. If it was me, I'd probably be pissed by now. And maybe he is secretly and just not telling me, but he's being really cool about it. And as soon as I get work, I'm going to PayPal him back the money. And I have another project that I'm working on that I'm just going to give to him. So, if, you know, you follow me, you better follow him too, because he's got videos on YouTube's. His name is Retro Zangief. I'll write the name down below so you know the proper spelling. I don't know it offhand right now, but he's just been really cool. I haven't sent out his fucking prize yet. It's a whole box full of shit. I even added a few extra things to it. It's just, I don't know. It's just everything was just bad timing, and I look like such a deadbeat. And I know he's probably, him and his lady are like, this guy's a dick. Don't deal with him ever again. And I wouldn't blame him. But, yeah, that's about it. And, guys, I hope your New Year's starting off great. I know I've already said that, but this is the Atari Creep saying bye-bye and bye-bye. Why do I keep screwing that up? Oh, my goodness. But yeah, you can see me. Hi! I'm going to shut it off now.